If you're sick of running on that streaming era hamster wheel, you need to stop and listen. The album release as we know it fundamentally is broken for the days of independent artists. It's a mistake I made back in 2019 when I released an album without hardly any fans and didn't really understand marketing and strategy. It was a total flop. I missed the most important secret, having and growing a real fan base which would be receptive to my music. I tried to blow up in one massive yearly project. That's not a consistent strategy. The consistent strategy is in releasing one song a month. And I'm about to break down why this method works by using the very algorithms that are probably trashed my music in the first place. This is Henry Clark of Senior Musicians Unite, where I try to provide tips, tricks, and industry info to help us senior musicians keep it moving, and also how the musical landscape has changed since our earlier days. So let's get into it. Let's start with the one thing we all hate, the algorithm, because that's your new A&R rep. And I can remember back in the days, back in London, going and visiting MCA and Virgin Records and people like that. And these A&R guys would take the tape and they would play 5 seconds. And then they'd go, okay, we already got Luther Vandross, or we already got a Kool in the Gang, or we already got so-and-so. What do you have new? And I would be so frustrated. We never did get a deal. Well, actually, we did get one deal, but it didn't amount to anything. But back in those days, we had to go in front of the A&R rep. Well, the A&R rep has been replaced by the algorithm. Think of Spotify and Apple Music not as digital libraries, but as living ecosystems. You don't go and win over the A&R rep today. Today, the main gatekeeper is a piece of code, and that code is always hungry for consistency. Every time you release a new song, you create an event for the algorithm. It's a fresh signal that screams, hey, I'm an active artist, pay attention. And this one event triggers a chain reaction. Your track gets a slot on the follower's release radar playlist. The AI analyzes the song and tests it on new listeners. If they don't skip in the first 30 seconds, if they save it, or if they add it to their own playlist, they send a massive signal that your song is a winner. Next thing you know, the platform is rewarding you by putting you into algorithmic playlists like radio or Discover Weekly. But here's the deal. An album gives you one chance a year for this to happen. You get one shot, whereas releasing a song every month gives you 12 chances to feed the machine and get noticed. And this trigger has a snowball effect that actually leads to real discovery. Another reason releasing an album strategy is such a killer is it's simple human psychology. We are all creatures of habit. Think about your favorite TV show. You get a new episode every week, which builds anticipation and makes it part of your routine. The same principle applies to music. When you release a full album once a year, you're asking fans to care a lot for 1 week, and then you go silent for the next 51 weeks. Well, in today's market, with approximately 120,000 new tracks being uploaded to the streaming services every single day, you can't afford to be forgotten, out of sight, out of mind. By dropping a new song every 4 to 6 weeks, you train your audience to expect music from you. You stop being a distant artist who pops up once a year and becomes an active part of their lives. Each month is a new reason to connect, and you're starting an ongoing conversation. Here's a track for September. What do you guys think? This is what turns casual listeners into a dedicated fan base. And then there's promotion. Promoting a 12-track album is actually overwhelming. You're trying to make people care about a dozen songs all at once. A few of them might hit, but actually most of them just get lost. The lead single gets all the love, and the rest become what we call expensive B-sides. Well, releasing one song a month flips that. Instead of one huge, exhausting campaign, you get 12 focused, manageable campaigns. Think about what that unlocks. 12 songs mean 12 chances to make a music video, even a basic one. That's 12 months of social media content that you can create around a single theme, share stories, explain the lyrics, run targeted ads. Plus, you get 12 opportunities to pitch to playlist curators and bloggers who are way more likely to check out a single than an entire album. See, every release is like a new lottery ticket for that one big placement because you just need one hit, and you're multiplying your marketing power and you're building a fan base. And once you get a respectable fan base, you can consider releasing an album using one of your previous successful singles or a few of them. My latest album has over 2.5 million streams, but I also spent 2 years building a fan base from singles. The benefit is by having a respective fan base, now I can focus on budget and moving forward to grow my presence even more. And let's be honest, making an album is expensive and it's definitely time consuming. And even if you do it from home, it takes time, it takes energy, the whole 9 yards. You got the cost for recording, mixing, mastering, artwork, all rolled into one high stakes investment. And if the album flops, the money's gone. And how long do you wait before you figure out that it actually flopped? The monthly single strategy is way more sustainable. You could budget for one professional quality song at a time, easy budget. Any growth or revenue from one single can be reinvested to help pay for the next one. And suddenly you have a self-funded business model for your art. And that's where I'm at today. Actually, what I earn gets thrown back into the pool. Of course, fortunately, I'm retired, so I can afford to do that. But I'm just saying that it goes back into the pool building for my next album. And it massively lowers the financial risk so my wife don't kill me. And beyond the money, this gives you incredible freedom. With an album, you're often stuck with one sound for a year. With singles, you can play. You can drop a rock anthem one month, strip back the acoustic version the next month. You can do a pop track, or a country track or whatever, right? You can do all of those things. You can react to friends, trends, collaborate, and get instant feedback from your audience on what's connecting, what's working, and what's not. I started out doing old soul, and then I started doing new disco, just for fun because I like new disco, and that's the stuff that took off. So see, it can be different, but I got to evolve as an artist, and you can do that, and you can also take your fans along for the ride. So the romantic idea, and it sounds romantic, of locking yourself away for a year to create a masterpiece album, it's beautiful in theory. You can tell your friends, I can't go today, man. I'm working on my album, right? But it's a model from a different time. The industry has changed, and so has the way people listen. Success as an artist in 2025 is not about having one big moment a year. It's about creating many small moments. And by releasing one song a month, you feed the algorithms and you build a real habit with your fans. You get to supercharge your marketing and do it in a way that's financially smart and creative liberating. So stop playing by the old rules and start using the new system to your advantage instead of complaining about it. This is a shift from creating a project to building a career. And the best way to make sure your music doesn't just get heard, but actually has a chance to thrive. So, what's your game plan? Are you still grinding away on a full album, or are you ready to switch things up a bit and embrace the power of the single? Drop your strategy and your biggest questions in the comments below. I read every comment, and I try to respond to all of them. And I genuinely want to hear what your thoughts are. And if you want more education on music streaming, check out this video on music streaming knowledge that I think is essential for seniors.